Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Power Rangers Legacy Wars here on the KwingsLetsPlays channel, and it's time for a new Power Rangers showcase. Today we're looking at a very special Ranger that is coming soon, thanks to Enway, Saban, and of course Lionsgate, and that Ranger is the mysterious Phantom Ranger from Power Rangers Turbo. And I never thought this would happen, but here he is, the Unknown Ranger. And he actually looks pretty sweet. Let's learn a little bit about this guy, shall we? So he is a Phantom Ranger who travels the galaxy in a spaceship, helping those in need. No one knows his true identity of this mysterious Ranger, but with his Power Ruby and high-tech camouflage, he's always ready and able to lend the Power Rangers a hand. Usually with the second cast of Power Rangers Turbo, or as I like to call it, the second season with TJ as the leader of the Rangers, and I believe Cassie was kind of a love interest for the Phantom Ranger. But without any ado, we're going to jump in with Kat and Andros, along with the Phantom Ranger, and see what he brings to the Power Rangers family. And I'm going to do my best to break down the moves, then go into a little bit of history about the character and the fact that his identity was actually planned on being revealed in Power Rangers Turbo's finale. And here we go, we're going up against Ninjor and Goldar, and it looked like the Black Dragon. So we've got a Fury attack, we have projectiles, which is cool. Ow. Alright, let's check out our assist of Andros. There is Phantom Fury, which was blocked. Thanks for that. Backpedal Barrage is pretty sweet. Ruby Blast. You can see them, of course, paying attention to detail of the character's moveset yet again, straight from the show, which is super impressive. I like that rush ability, that's really cool. Now, the difference, of course, with the training mode now is no longer can we see the characters losing or winning animations, which, not gonna lie, it's a little irking, but at least we get to look at Phantom Ranger, and that is always a plus. Ruby Blast! There we go. Nice knockback on that. I like the back pedal. It's cool. And the speed rush is actually one of my favorite abilities for him, as is... Whoops. I wanted to see what we had there. There we go. But there you go. These are his movesets. Pretty awesome. I believe Kat Manx's assist character is coming out soon, but I'm not going to show her, just for fear of... you never know. So a little bit about Phantom Ranger that you guys may or may not know. There was a lot of stuff surrounding his identity, and they had hinted toward it since his first appearance. Now, a lot of people want to believe that the Phantom Ranger was actually Justin's father, which is an interesting thing that they have a lot of information backed up for that, but it was never confirmed, because Justin's father left and you don't know why. He also seemed to have a connection with the tiny Blue Ranger from Turbo, but again, this was never really looked at extensively other than just fan theories. We do know that he came from Zordon's homeworld, as mentioned by the Phantom Ranger, and some people thought that he was Zordon's son, but again, this was never really specified or looked into very much, which is kind of a shame, but also it still adds a lot of mystery and speculation to who this character was. But one theory, which is actually hilarious and has some backing, Suki Levy, one of the original producers on Power Rangers and responsible for some of the music for the show, as well as a lot of music from the 1980s, he said, and this was backed up by Tommy Oliver himself, that the Phantom Ranger was supposed to be Billy Cranston, which is weird, considering, he left in Power Rangers Zeo in not the best circumstances. A lot of rumors surrounding why he left. But Billy was going to come back as the Phantom Ranger and help out, his friends and stuff like that, having created the Phantom powers out in wherever the Alien Rangers are, I forget, the Aquitar Rangers. And that would have been a nice surprise for the fans, and the actor actually was originally supposed to appear in Power Rangers Turbo, but it didn't happen, and instead Austin St. John appeared in the Turbo movie. But he was also responsible, in theory, if, you know, he got the powers, to create the villain henchman for Astronema in Power Rangers in Space. Feeling terrible about the creation of this monstrosity, he creates the Phantom Ranger powers, which are very limited, and they don't work all that well. So that's why you see him using them sparingly. And again, this is all just rumors and stuff, but this is what the creators of Power Rangers and Turbo actually wanted to do. And his identity was going to be revealed during the 3-part finale of Turbo, which ended up just being 2 parts due to time and restrictions with Fox. So they had a lot more they wanted to do for the Power Rangers Turbo finale leading into Power Rangers in Space, but of course that never happened. And his identity is still kind of like up in the air, but I like the idea of him being Billy. I think that's kind of cool, or Justin's dad. But, you know, him being Zordon's son makes a lot of sense too. The reason why he would come to Earth and all of this other stuff. I don't like the fact that he could have been the father of Justin, because he was kind of hitting on a teenager, Cassie, the Pink Ranger, and she saw him as a possible love interest, which is interesting. But yes, the whole Billy thing, if you think about it, it would have been a great way to bring the actor back and all that fun stuff, but of course it never happened, and the Phantom Ranger will always be a mystery. In the finale of Power Rangers in Space, both him and the Gold Zeo Rangers, so Trey, appear fighting off the evil forces. I forget what the name of the big bad guy was who took down Zordon, but you could see him at what was supposed to be the finale of Power Rangers, like the end song. You saw Phantom Ranger, you saw Blue Centurion, and all these other ones across the universe fighting the forces of evil, and it was kind of like a great big send-off for the characters. But of course, Power Rangers was renewed after the success of Power Rangers in Space, and the show kept going for a very long time, except in the hands of Disney, which it'd be great to see some Disney characters, but I don't know if Enway and Lionsgate will be able to secure the rights for those this year, but maybe in the future we'll see some of the Disney Rangers, which I'm sure there are a lot of you that grew up with those. But yeah, from what we can see with Phantom Ranger, he is a great character. I like the fact that he's an attacker class. I could see myself using him a lot. I love how they incorporate a lot of his speed moves that we saw in Turbo, as well as you notice how you could see his camouflage when he's dashing and stuff like that, because he was always utilizing his stealth abilities to add more to the mystery of the character, which I think is actually really awesome. And I like his costume. A lot of people put him in the Black Ranger category because the Phantom Ranger is wearing all black. But the reason for that is they had another idea for the Phantom Ranger that maybe you've heard before, but he was supposed to be like the spirit form of all the dead past Power Rangers. And I don't really know how they would go about that. It would have been kind of dark if they went this way, because no Rangers that I know of left the astral plane in the show. It wasn't until Power Rangers Lost Galaxy that the Pink Ranger sacrificed herself for the in-space Pink Ranger, technically dying. But Phantom Ranger appeared long before that. But they were kind of going with an idea from Super Sentai that never really came to be, and I'm kind of glad because it makes the Phantom Ranger appear pretty dark. So I'm glad they didn't go that route, making him a cluster of previous Rangers is just kind of creepy, but it would play to the whole Phantom motif. But he's just kind of like a mysterious Lone Ranger that should have appeared in Power Rangers in Space. I don't know why Saban and company didn't have him appear, especially with that connection that he created with the Turbo Rangers, who became the In-Space Rangers, which was a brilliant idea, by the way. That was really awesome that they did that. And it would have been cool to see the Phantom Ranger work alongside the Silver Ranger and some of the other ones. But again, he did appear technically in Space, fighting off the forces of evil. And right now we're beating up what could have been the identity of the Phantom Ranger, Billy Cranston. Sorry, Billy. No hard feelings, buddy. Man, this character's fun to play as. I will be doing a live stream unlock attempt to get this character on whatever release day is for him. I have to check my notes from the developer, but I assume that he's coming relatively soon. Usually when I get to look at these characters, it's about a couple days before release, so I'm pretty sure he's going to come out Friday, but don't quote me on that. Just check out my live stream notifications to see when we'll be trying to unlock this legendary character and add him to our list of Rangers, as well as if I do unlock him, then of course on Sunday I'll be doing direct matches with you guys, which would be all kinds of fun. But I wish we could see his victory animation. There's no real way to do that. But his moveset, it's pretty awesome. It has that turbo feel to it, that, you know, intense speed. And I like Preston's assist. I never really got to use him before, so I'm glad that he came out working really well. And there is an assist for Phantom Ranger. I don't know what he does, and I'll be looking at him in other videos, so stay tuned for that. I really enjoy this character tremendously, and I'm really happy to see somebody from Power Rangers Turbo make it in. If I can make a suggestion for more Turbo characters, it would be Blue Centurion, as well as TJ, the Red Ranger, and Cassie. Those were kind of my favorites from Turbo. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a look at the Phantom Ranger in Power Rangers Legacy Wars. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. In the comments section below, tell me who you thought would be the big reveal of the secret identity of the Phantom Ranger. Would it have been Zordon's son, Billy Cranston, or Justin's father? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch, and until we meet again, Rangers, may the power protect you. God bless and happy gaming.